Okay, into this dark factory area, and again, it's weird because I'd argue that as far as visually, I'd say this is one of the weaker areas in the game. Just Electro Thunder Tiger in general, except for maybe the last area of this one. Is really aesthetically pleasing, but I'd say, like, comparing this one to the other games on the Death Drive, this one actually has probably the weakest visuals and everything, which again is I find it interesting that this is the first one that they make you do. It's probably because this was the first one that was developed, so that's probably why it's the most simple. Again, something I need to stress, by the way, is a lot of people have kind of like accused Suda of... Because Suda said that, oh, he absolutely wants to do No More Heroes 3, it just kind of depends on this game selling well. One thing that has to be said, well, I'll get into it in just 1 second. I just gotta kill this guy. This guy is actually important because Bug Gates is... I just realized that's probably a pun. Bug Gates. Bill Gates. Probably. I wouldn't even be surprised. Anyway, those guys actually explode if you're not careful. Those are your like explosive type enemies. And thankfully their explosion will harm other enemies. But regardless, I've seen people say like, oh, Suda's holding No More Heroes 3 hostage from us until this game sells well. And one thing you have to keep in mind is that Grasshopper Games is kind of a shell of its former self, because Grasshopper makes very niche games, and they don't ever sell well, with the exception of No More Heroes 1 and Lollipop Chainsaw. Those are their two best-selling games by a mile, and not even No More Heroes 2 sold that well, unfortunately, even though they put a lot of effort into that one. And they put a lot of effort in a lot of other games, but unfortunately, as it stands right now, Grasshopper used to have 150 employees, and now they are down to 15. So, yeah, not the biggest development studio, unfortunately. So, it's not so much Suda holding No More Heroes 3 hostage. It's that they probably don't have the manpower nor budget to actually make No More Heroes 3 right now. And they're using this as sort of like a return to the series, to kind of like gauge interest and maybe, hopefully in a best case scenario, find a publisher who will maybe pay for, I was about to say Bayonetta, will maybe pay for No More Heroes 3 down the line. Similar to Bayonetta, with Bayonetta 1 was made, Bayonetta 2 started development, Sega dropped out, absolutely nobody wanted it, and then Nintendo swooped in and was like, we'll pay for it, and they gave Platinum the sack of cash that they required to actually make the game. So hopefully that will happen with No More Heroes 3, because Suda is extremely passionate about actually making it. There's a coin down here, by the way, that you can grab if you want. I'm not going to. Again, this game is surprisingly long for what it is, so we need to get going so we're not here forever. The coins, believe me, you really don't need that many. I mean, I suppose that's not the worst advice in the world. Although I feel like if you're like that, you'll probably be paranoid about practically everything, and that's no way to live. I'm not saying you should just eat trash that you find on the side of the street, but still. Anyway, so finally, like 40 minutes into this game almost, we actually have a level gimmick instead of just killing enemies. And this one is you can actually rotate these platforms to mark the way forward. And it's very, very simple, obviously, but there's actually a more elaborate version of this mechanic that we'll be seeing in the next Death Drive game, so that'll be interesting. Again, as far as the Death Drive games go, this is... Oh, right. I forgot you can actually fall off at this part. Yeah, be careful of that. Falling off does damage you a little, but it's not too bad. You shouldn't have to worry about it too much. We're going to have to reset this over here. Okay, there we go. As far as the music of Electro Triple Star, this game actually does have a good soundtrack, as in typical No More Heroes fashion. I'd argue it's probably the weakest soundtrack of the series. You know what? Yeah, I'd say for sure it's the weakest soundtrack. I'm actually not even sure who the composer is. I know it's the same sound director as the previous games, Jun Fakata, but I'm not sure who the actual composer is. I know it's not someone... I know it's not Masafumi Takada, so hopefully if there is a 3, then he'll return for that. But yeah, this music's okay. This game does the boss fights, as far as the fights goes, are probably the most interesting in the game, and the music for them is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's on par with the other games because it's a pretty high bar, but it's still very good. Yeah, we should be able to reach that. Out of my way. Oh, perfect. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, screw you. Oh, wow, we just straight up killed them. So yeah, as you can see, like, the throw move actually does, like, upwards of, like, 80 damage, I think, right now, and obviously that'll scale with our level. And that's a lot better than what our basic attack is doing, that's for sure. Anyway, so up there is the way forward, but let's just explore over here first. Again, finding... I keep saying again, I'm sorry. I should not draw attention to my faults. You're going to be finding collectibles all throughout the game, like the boxes and the zappies, and they're not really... cash and stuff like that isn't really useful to pick up. You don't need that much of it in this game. There's another collectible that isn't all that good, but the one thing you're going to be wanting to explore the environments for is skill chips, because there are some skill chips hidden in the environments, and obviously they really change up the game, so you really want to try finding them. Because, yeah, we can just absolutely obliterate a lot of these enemies. Ow. Okay, explode. There we go. Wow, that explosion's big. Nice. Fuck you. My spleen. So yes, that's an Unreal token, and this game wears its love for the Unreal Engine on its sleeve, developed with Unreal 4, and looking damn good if I do say so myself. Again, crisp 60 throughout the whole game. Maybe drops occasionally if there's a lot of enemies on the screen, but nowhere near as drastic as a frame rate drop as any of the previous No More Heroes games go on the Wii, and especially on the PS3. My God. So one thing you've probably been hearing in the background, obviously, besides the music, is the delicious sound of Robin Atkin-Downs' grunting noises. And yes, they actually did bring him back for this game. In the original trailer, the trailer of Badman attacking Travis's trailer, Travis was not actually voiced by Robin Atkin-Downs when the trailer was released. I believe it was like an indie direct when the trailer came out. And that caused a lot of people to be very sad, myself included. Screw you. I should have saved that, goddamn. Oh my god, see, it's so good. But due to the actual fan outcry of people saying, that sucks that Robin Atkin-Downs is back, and even he tweeted out, like, come on, Suda, bring me back, let's do this. Suda actually did bring back Robin Atkin-Downs. His original plan was that there was going to be no voice acting, and there was just going to be reused grunts from the previous games, and for that trailer, that was just a sound-alike for that one trailer, but like that voice wasn't going to be in the game. But due to the fan outcry, they used what little budget they had to actually get Robin Atkin-Downs back, as well as Steve Bloom to voice Badman. Jeez. Yikes. Okay. Thanks. Oh, by the way, keep this specific area in mind for later. It's dumb, but we'll get into that later. Yet more collectibles to worry about. But yeah, obviously, Robin Eckendow's replies as Travis. Hit the few lines of dialogue he has are great. He sounds like a much more like weathered version of Travis, which makes sense because it is 7 years later, and he just sounds tired in a lot of his line delivery. Not because like, oh wow, that's like lame voice acting or something. But no, like I think that was like an intentional thing, and it actually makes me really excited to see where they take Travis in a full-blown sequel. Because again, very, very minimal voice acting in this game, and the voice acting in that opening cutscene is some of the most you'll actually see, besides grunts and the occasional one-liner here and there. But again, fantastic job as usual. God, that chip is so good. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I say, like, yeah, you can't ever heal. This is probably one of the longest stretches in the game where they're going to make you go for a long time before actually being able to find a way to actually heal. Thankfully, there's a toilet at the end of this corridor right here, I remember. As soon as we get through here... Oh, no. Okay, there we go, sweet. Okay, so using the toilet will actually save our game and increase our health back to full. As you can see, he's actually wearing an Unreal t-shirt that says... It says something akin to, like, this engine, like, wastes resources and I love it, or something. Like, it's something kind of like a jab at Unreal. But again, this game has a surprising amount of Unreal advertisements, so, I don't know. It balances out, I guess. What the hell? I appreciate that they brought back the voices announcing some of these characters again from the like Dr. Peace and like those kinds of voices. They semi brought them back. It sounds a little more digitized though. Commence slaughter in 5 seconds. These portraits are really cool, by the way. This game merges a lot of different kinds of art styles, and it's actually surprisingly consistent. I mean, it's inconsistent, but I don't know. It still meshes well, rather. Okay, so mini-boss, Sheepman. You're going to be seeing this guy a lot throughout the game. And one thing you need to watch out right there is I actually threw him into me, and that does damage me. You actually need to be careful because you will actually damage yourself. Watch out for this attack. Again, this is this is very annoying because as you just saw, he just hit me twice in a combo, and unfortunately you get no invincibility frames for losing your charge. So yeah, we just went from level 3 down to level 1 based off one attack, which is very, very unfortunate. Thankfully, you can't lose actual meter. You can only lose level, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, you can actually throw enemies into yourself, and that will obviously damage you a lot. So yeah, the basic strategy for a lot of these mini-bosses is you need to try to kind of kite around their attacks, which is easier said than done. Because again, when you're attacking, it actually takes quite a while for you to actually be able to act out of it, especially with heavy attacks. Let's charge our beam katana really quick. You don't really want to be in a situation where you need to charge, otherwise it might end poorly. See, the enemies attack really very, very quickly, so it can feel almost a little unfair. You really do have to pick your openings, like I don't know. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying the S word. No, I'm not gonna do it. Mini boss defeated though. Hooray! Okay, I believe this is the 4th part of Electro Tiger. These mini games are well, they're not really mini games, but you know what I mean. These games, not gonna lie, they do have the tendency to drag on a little bit. Some more than others. I'd argue that this one might drag on maybe for just one area too much. There are worse offenders. I'd argue the last level isn't particularly good, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's charge our beam katana real quick. There we go. Okay. Nice. There we go. Shit. As you can see, whenever they go for a wind-up, you kind of just have to back off a little bit. Okay, moving on. Oh shit. That's all. Oh, these are actually just one-hit kill enemies. Never mind. Okay, but even though these are one-hit kill enemies, and you probably shouldn't waste a charge attack on them, again, you need to use the charge attack to level up the charge attack. So in a situation like that, I should probably save it for bigger enemies, but if I use it right now, it'll level up to 2, so that's good for me. Also, because they're one-hit kill enemies, they're going to be filling up my charge meter surprisingly quickly, so hopefully I can fill it up before the next wave of enemies shows up that I will want to use the charge attack on. Really? Huh. Interesting. That face, by the way, for Bugstra is super creepy. I really like it. Okay, back to level 3. Come on. Nice. Okay, moving on. One nice thing about progressing in the levels is obviously the music is going to be a little bit different. Usually it tends to get more intense as you get on through the level. Again, as far as the music goes, I'd say this is probably one of the weaker songs in the as far as the main themes of the worlds go. This one's just kind of okay, so it's kind of lame. It's the first one you hear, but oh well. Unfortunately, that explosion did knock us down, but thankfully, because we used our charge attack immediately after, we're back right up at level 3. And a toilet to heal, thank God. But there will be more ways to heal ourselves in the future. Hint, skills are really good, but yeah, for now we're sort of just sort of a gauntlet until we find every toilet. Much better. Okay, let's go to our level up screen, because we have just enough to level up to level 3. As far as levels concerned, on my first playthrough I got to around 15, I believe, by the end of the game. So you level up a fair bit. I'm not sure what the cap is. I'm going to assume it's something like 20, though. I hope it's not 99. That'd be bad. Okay, and in the final part of Electro Thunder Tiger, this visually is easily the most pleasing of all of the places. This place looks really cool. Damn, that's actually pretty good advice, I'm not gonna lie. I remember when I first read that, like, it actually got me thinking. It's like, you know, that's actually kind of true. Like, you could probably learn more from people's failures than their successes. Like, I feel like that would apply to a lot of situations. So. Words of wisdom from Bugstra. Thank you. Thank you, you creepy eldritch whore man. Nice. God, this area looks cool. I love the reflections and stuff. Very, very pretty. Nice. Okay, Psycho Chip. There we go. Stuns both of them for 1,000,000 years. Oh, that actually hit me? Really? That sucks. Okay, well, I'll just pop the charge attack then. Oh, God. Ah, damn it. That's gonna explode. Ah, darn it. It takes forever for Travis to get off the ground in this game, so you really don't want to get knocked down in unfortunate situations like that. Again, these gold coins that we're picking up are just regular currency, and those big ones, the Azteca stones, are... Party on! Those Azteca Stone coins will actually get you access to various t-shirts. And the way this game handles t-shirts is actually... I've never been much for customization in these No More Heroes games, because it's like, the original getup is just so cool looking, but the way that they handled t-shirts in this game is actually pretty sick. They actually had quite a big marketing campaign on their Twitter account about it, if any of you are aware, and yeah, we'll get into that as soon as we, again, get back to our hub world. Which is fast approaching. That third attack just absolutely whiffed. That feels bad. Ow. Back to level 1, really? That sucks. The camera kind of didn't zoom in properly, but this is kind of like a gold slime, essentially, enemy. These little floating skulls are basically just huge caches of EXP, and they just float around sometimes in the levels, and I believe they do run away if you're not careful. So yeah, as soon as you see them, one heavy attack is enough to dispatch them, and yeah, you're gonna want to do that, obviously, because they're more XP is the better. Speaking of XP, one annoying thing is that there's no real way to check EXP unless you pause the game. Like, it doesn't even, I don't even think there's like a jingle whenever you can actually level up or anything. I wish that it just had something at like maybe the bottom of the corner next to Travis's foot, or maybe Travis's head just has like an exclamation mark or something. But I don't know. I guess that's just a nitpick. I mean, you can just pause the game and then look. It's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, charge, charge, charge. There we go. Okay, and here's the second and final ramen stand. Again, these ramen stands were kind of just in the way. Sometimes they are hidden. Some a lot more well than others, and sometimes they're just outright in the open. It's really satisfying hearing Ramen Ekin Down speak Japanese. These glitches in the floor are really cool. I remember when I first saw it, I was like worried, like, can you actually fall through? But no, it's solid floor. You don't have to worry about any like pitfalls or anything that much in this game. Well, that came maybe a little bit later on, but it's really not that big of a deal. There we go. Nice. I just took out like all of those guys. Oh, how did that attack miss? What the hell? One thing you've probably noticed, by the way, this is actually an insanely good thing, but at the top of the screen, you're seeing the red lines, and that means that there's enemies on screen. Oh god. Kill this enemy. There we go. So if there's an enemy off screen, they'll be actually lined up properly with whatever side of the screen they're on. So if the red line is at the bottom right, then there's an enemy to the bottom right. That's insanely useful for finding stray enemies, because obviously this entire game is about just killing enemy after enemy. This is Goldbug, I believe, was the name of this guy, and not gonna lie, this is one of the hardest enemy types in the entire game. We already have to deal with a really, really hard one. So this guy has a ton of health. He probably has the biggest health pool out of any... Oh, thank you. He probably has the biggest health pool out of any of the normal enemies you're going to be seeing. We used a level 3 charge attack on him, so that's why he died so quick. But believe me, he is a force to be reckoned with. He has his own like triple slash combo that's pretty devastating, because if he hits you with the first one, then he'll hit you with the other two, and that's all of your charge just gone in an instant. It's very, very frustrating to deal with. So you got to be on your toes for those guys. Thankfully, they're very recognizable because they're big guys with swords. Anyway, one final toilet for our encounter with the boss of this area. Nice. Okay, power recovered just in time, because we are actually heading to the boss of Electro Thunder Tiger, Electro Triple Star. Oh, psychedelic. God, the portraits look so... They're so creepy, but they're also cool at the same time. I might have been calling the game Electro Thunder Tiger. This is Electro Triple Star. Do we even have blood right now? We're in a video game. Oh, electricity is blood. Okay. Yeah, Travis is very self-aware in this game. Okay, boss fight, Electro Triple Star. I was gonna say rank 10 or something, but no, not ranked in this game. Game 1, Electro Triple Star. Again, boss fights are a lot of the series' bread and butter, and they're not really any different in this game. The boss fights are pretty exhilarating. Maybe not maybe quite as good as the original games that they're based off of, but the original No More Heroes games rather. But they're still quite exhilarating. They have a large variety of attacks, and as far as boss fight goes, Electro Triple Star is actually pretty freaking difficult. Not gonna lie, he has a lot of different attacks, a lot of ranged attacks. Music is banging, obviously. And so the main thing you're going to want to do is, again, constantly be using your skills because they're extremely good. As you can see, even though he's a boss, we just casually threw him like it was no one's business. That really sucks. I didn't... I assumed that he was a little bit closer to me than that, so unfortunately we just wasted that one. Oh god. Perfect opportunity for a heavy attack. As far as boss health bars go, they actually have usually between 2 and 3 health bars in this game that you have to deplete, and this first boss has 2, which is doable, for sure, because our heavy attacks, as you can see, do quite a lot of damage. This isn't even my final form! Okay, so phase 2 is your typical, he is completely invincible, and you actually have to destroy these power couplings around the sides of the stage. And you also have to watch out for this electric attack, because it's brutal. There we go. I just wanted to pop that just so we can actually, oh fuck. Just so we can actually focus on bringing our charge meter back up. Travis glows this these red slashes whenever he's actually out of battery, and obviously you're getting the beeping and booping of the sword that needs to be charged. So yeah, you need to really keep it topped up, because you will get completely obliterated if you're... You can actually, unlike in the previous games, you can actually still do damage with your beam katana, but you're doing ones for all of your attacks, so not... Obviously not. I'm waiting for someone to try and beat the game with a dead beam katana. I don't know if that's even possible. Probably takes several hours, and it's probably too much of a hassle to be even worth trying. Okay, so let's use all of our cooldowns essentially. I'm surprised I didn't stun him actually. That's kind of annoying. Oh god. Ow. Okay, so health-wise, we're not doing especially good right now. Thankfully, when he uses this attack, he has a extremely wide open. Oh god. Nice. Here we go. Oh god. Okay, we're actually really good. Oh shit. What the fuck is that? Oh god. Okay, never mind. We're not doing good. We're almost dead. No! Okay, we have a charge attack. Yes! Goodbye! Wouldn't be No More Heroes without suplexing!
You win.
Perfect. I'm not gonna lie, I almost screamed when that happened for the first time. When that arrow prompt popped up on screen, I was like, oh my god! Give it to me, Suna. Go on, just do it. Do it now. I will send you money. I will send you weekly payments. Just make it. Come on, do it. Good fight, good fight. See you later. Would have been cool if we had actually heard about Electro Triple Star in the previous games, but I mean, maybe we have. I'm not even totally sure. I'm not an encyclopedia on pseudo lore. I just really like No More Heroes. Oh, it's that easy. You got the thing. Wing chip acquired. This one is so good. It's ridiculous. You thought the push was good? Just you wait.